All
G'day guys, Al here from the Real Dad Movement. Got a special guest joining us today, Grant, who's one of our founding members. Grant's had an amazing journey so far in such a short period of time. What we want to really dive into today is sharing his story and his experiences so far and how he's found the group, himself personally, and overall the movement and how it's helped him create a new sense of belief and achievement within himself to really carve out the future that he wants. So, mate, thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome, mate. Anytime.
Really appreciate your time, mate. And let's start off with yourself and I guess your story and a bit of your background, how you were feeling before you started the challenge with us.
Yeah, cool. So basically, when I first started this challenge, I was pretty much in a pretty dark place at the time. Getting through to myself to get back to the gym after 5 years and understanding who I was and understanding what my body can hold. I was sitting back eating boxes of chocolate and drinking so much alcohol. It's not funny. I was starting to a big spiral down spot. But coming through all these other challenges are coming through, just didn't take my interest. And something that sparked me about you, Al, is basically when we started this, we went through a procedure and it kind of reassured me where we can be at with what we need to do. Ever since starting it, I didn't love going to the gym and didn't like going to the gym because I didn't feel like I was adequate enough to be at the gym. And I think where I've changed now and turned the switch and turned my whole mentality is basically the fundamentals of what the Real Dad Movement's about. The first fundamental is basically growth and understanding who we are, making sure we understand who we are and knowing where we get to. That's the first stage that I understood. The first stage for me was getting to the gym, and then the second stage, once I got that momentum, I got to the nutrition side of things. Being a chef for 23 years, you kind of spiral quite rapidly because your highs and lows of where we are. But once I understood that all and understood where I was coming from, and not putting up walls or barriers in myself, I understood me again, and that's the biggest thing I've exchanged out of this in the last 3.5 weeks is understanding me. My mentalities, my drives. And now that with the movement with Alex and yourself and where we're moving is basically the drive of who we are and the drive that you push us, but the excitement we get out from the group and everyone's on it. So that's phenomenal in my sense of mentality at the moment. The drive for me is now getting up, packing my gym bag is the exciting part of the day because I know I'm going to the gym and I'll go to the gym and I'll work out and I'll bust my guts and I'll go home and I'll eat food and I'll go and I'll chill out and go to bed and have time with my family on the weekend. So now I know where I need to be at and that's where I want to be. The energy levels are astronomical. It's fantastic. It sounds like I'm peeing in everyone's pocket here, but it's not. It's actually true, but from where I was, if you've seen me where I was about 95 kilos. I had 104 waist. It's never been my waist. I've always said I'm about 90, 95 waist. So I was getting a bit chubs. I couldn't even see my belt when I did my belt up. That's how bad it was. Yeah. So now I got to a point where I'm back underweight. I can see my belt. Fantastic. I've lost close to 7 kilos. I've gained another 1 or 2 just through muscle mass that's coming back on now. I'm eating correctly, and I'm putting stuff in my body that I'll never even think of putting in there. Stuff like cell charge and just eating right, man. And that's it. Yeah. That's where I'm at.
That's unreal, mate. And has it felt restrictive in any way or extreme in what we've done the last 4 weeks?
No, not at all. You're restricting your own limitations, I feel. And when you do restrict yourself, you're kind of not ready to be on this movement. And if you restrict yourself to letting go, and then you're not ready to let go, then the movement's not for them. And I feel that I had to let go of what I was letting go of, and to get my life back on track. Otherwise, I would have been dead at 60, and that's not cool. No, I don't want to be dead at 60 when my girls are only 20. No, it's not. It's the mentality of I don't want to be there. So, it's a bit raw. That's raw in my mentality and my testimony now. But at the end of the day, it's where I'll be at. I couldn't be that way, and that's the way I was thinking. And I couldn't think like that anymore. But the 4 things that I've got now, I've got the movement back on myself. I've got my nutrition back. I've got the energy levels back, and I'm excited to do things. So there's the 4 things that I'm happy to. Yeah, goal setting is not the strongest part of my life, but I know where I want to be at mentally and physically at every stage now. So that's one thing that I always check in myself. Do I feel good when I go to the gym? Fantastic. Do I feel bad when I don't? 100%, because then I'll fail myself, and I don't want to do that. And the boys around in this group, if you don't feel like you failed, you just look at their text messages and stuff. And you just go, okay, I've got to go. I've got to do it for these guys. They're there. That's what it is. That's what I feel like it is. You restrict yourself in your own limitations.
Yeah, that's unreal, mate. And thanks for sharing that and being raw and talking about, your family and the impact it has, because that's what we're about here, mate. Everything we do here is real. And you touched on some good points. Strength through vulnerability, being able to be open and vulnerable with each other and creating that identity shift, or like you spoke of, like forgetting who you were and realising or seeing who you are again, or who you want to be moving forward in that respect, mate.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's where it's going to be at. Like, again, you make the phone call. Like, for you, Alex, you make the phone call. You make sure we do the right things. We're ticking the boxes. You give that confidence in us to keep going that way. And that's the thing that I liked about it. That there was no bullshit. It's who you are. It's what you want. You're driven. So it makes everybody else driven. It makes you get there. So coming from the aspect of knowing Alex, not knowing Alex for, who he is and what he's done in the past, because that's a different person. You've got to take the person on the justice of who you are now. And if you've got drive within your leader, and your leader wants to lead from the front, anyone will follow. And I think once you get your leader that's leading that way, then that's a different story. Onus is on us, but your leader's always there to lean on, which is the best way to be.
Absolutely, and I appreciate that, mate. And yeah, talking about the past, mate, you got to be gentle on me for playing for the Dragons and the good old days where I didn't make it at all. 9 operations over 6 years, mate. It was a bit of a failure, yeah. But the Eels is where it's at, isn't it, mate? The Parramatta Eels.
God, no. Yeah, we got molesters in our place, so it's all right.
Oh, cheers, mate. Yeah, no, it's that's what it's about, isn't it, mate? Being open and honest with everyone, and that realization that you touched on with the family, like this has obviously had an impact on you, but how's that affected your family, and how would your current circumstance, if you didn't change, affect your family if you didn't, take action?
Yeah, it's funny you mention that. I walked home after my gym workout yesterday, and big chest pump happened, and my daughter goes, "Look, Daddy, you got boobies," but she starts punching into them and stuff like that, and I said, "Look, you can't punch Mummy like that, because it's different." So she kind of sees the results now, and she's enjoying it. My daughter wants to get into the gym with me and have fun. So
that's awesome.
We'll do this Saturday, and we'll do a little gym session at home with our boxing gloves and stuff like with her, and she'll kind of, I think, hit me in the nuts, I think.
They're just the height, aren't they? Just my little one kicks
whack on it.
Yeah,
but no, she's excited about me getting fit, and I'm losing my stomach, and and they're at that vulnerable age where I need to be there for them and start running around with them. But it's such good times.
Absolutely, mate. And I guess that's the biggest shift as well, isn't it? Like the internal shift and the mindset and the headspace of seeing them and seeing the new experiences they'll have, because that is fitter, stronger, healthier, and happier.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing. They see what I eat. That we limit to them what they eat. And it's not, I suppose limit's the wrong word, but it's understanding their little bodies. They can't eat what we eat, and they can, but they can't eat as much. Just forcing, controlling them so they're not becoming, I hate to say it, but a young obese child, which is not cool.
1 in 3, mate. 1 in 3. Unbelievable.
Well, that's it. It's a big outcome, isn't it? Really, and it's one of those things where we sit back and go, well, how did that kid get like that? It must be. And then you sit down and watch someone that feeds it. You're like, wow, what are you feeding the kid that for? It's like it's so over processed. It's ridiculous, and it kind of gets to me when you eat stuff real. You be real, and you can't come any more from it when a chef starts cooking his food up. And look, I'm a chef, mate, so it's easy for me to sort food all day, but some people out there don't understand the realness of it. And I think where we're going with this movement, we're breaking everything down for them. So it's KISS remedy for people, keep it simple, stupid. So if they want to start going out there and trying to catch a marlin and trying to cook the whole thing up and eat the whole lot, they'll be just eating too much. So it's just one of those things that we need to be at and understand moving forward and paying it forward and keep the momentum moving and keep this whole movement running in a forward direction.
And that's where the strength lies too, isn't it? The group.
Yeah, 100%. It lies definitely in the group. And I think I've lived this by a little motto, which I didn't get to tell you last Saturday, is that in the kitchen, I'm going to continue to push. I'm going to continue to grow. I'm going to continue to, whoever wants to be with me is going to be with me. I'm not going to go back to the people. I'll take a couple of steps back. That's it. But if you don't want to be with me, I'll let you go and I'll move on. I just keep pushing and pushing and pushing to succeed. And if people don't want to be part of that, then I have to let them go. So I'm a very, like, that's why I try and stick to what you do. And I try and stick to what we're doing, because I don't want to be left behind. And if you get left behind, there's sometimes people don't come back. And if you want to pick it up next time, you look at the first time, the first opportunity, you lose it. So
absolutely.
One opportunity, 1 minute, one moment. That's it.
Yeah, wise words, mate. And yeah, it's definitely a great way to look at it as well. And in saying that, like, how does the future look now for you, for your family, for your kids?
Great, mate. It looks fantastic. You know, I'm in a clear mindset now, and prepared and organised and understanding. I want to spend time with my kids and take them on by myself without my wife around. And you know, I've got 2 little girls, which is, as everyone says to me, it's just going to get worse. So it's just preparing myself to understand where it's all going to go from there. So I'm happy to continue to that momentum forward and a clear ahead, which is a great thing.
Absolutely, mate. And look, what you've listed is phenomenal, Grant, and I can only see bigger and better as we move forward together on this journey. But the big thing is what you've listed and the changes you've had. Some guys, some dads, like if you're watching this right now, some dads watching this right now, mate, they've been searching decades for this sort of stuff. You know, the benefits and what you're saying, what you're experiencing, but they're looking in the wrong areas, like shakes, pills, quick fixes that aren't sustainable. And it's just, it's sort of almost like we've been conditioned and the industry in large ways give them towards that failure and feeling like a failure and nowhere to turn. But if they're watching this right now, like if there's a dad watching this right now and he's feeling that, resonating with everything you're saying and wants to create a shift in his life, like what would you say to him?
Look, my family's come from a very big family, and when I say big, it's big people, big kids, big boys, big everything. You know, there's a few people that stay out there fit, but we're all sportsmen. We all understand it. But what happens when we lose it? We just eat, but not understanding that we're eating too much. So these quick fads of, I'll take the fat blaster pill, or I'll go to Jenny Craig. And if you're not on Jenny Craig, fantastic. You're already taking one step there. I'm not trying to promote her, but I've never done it. I've just ate right. I portion controlled it, and I trained, and I lost it. It's that simple. Eat portioned. Like I think if you're 120 kilos, you want to be 100 kilos. Wow, big effort, but portion control. You're going to feel hungry, but take a little bit more less over the day instead of eating one massive, huge meal at 9 o'clock at night. You know, move forward and just walk the streets. It's just adulating as much as walking on a treadmill. Walk the streets. Absolutely. Take a little bit of 100-kilo weights and walk around the street and do some exercise, a little bit of weight exercise. But just know that people out there are doing it and doing it correctly by doing the right things. Eating right, training right, and understanding everything as well. So it just needs to be that way.
Absolutely. And everything you said there, mate, like that information is already out there, doesn't it? Like it already exists in the world, but the reality is the world isn't skinny, rich and happy. But the biggest thing is following through, isn't it? So all those things you listed are spot on, mate, but having the group, that movement would help them follow through, you know?
Exactly right. And that's what I'm about to say is like that movement that we've got here. We've got someone like yourself going, okay, your nutrition's blown out. Alex, what have I eaten? You send it to you, show what you're eating for the day. You're like, okay, mate, you've just done 300,000 worth of kilojoules of fat. Let's just break that right back down because we don't need that much. Your body weight is this, yes, but you don't need that much. Let's just try and bring a lower sort of percentage. And what am I trying to say? Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that you're there for that support where a lot of people aren't. They're trying to go that quick fat and go, let's go and get the protein shake. And they're smashing the protein shakes like it's breakfast. They shouldn't be doing it. And I'm not saying that to preach to them. I don't take protein shakes. I just eat real food. And the only thing I do take is to go to the gym. It's just a pre-workout thing to get my caffeine levels back up to get that energy through. That's it. Other than that, that's the only time I touch that caffeine. 1 coffee in the morning from 12. I used to have 12 shots of coffee a day.
Unreal.
Now, 2 shots of coffee a day. I do pre-workout drink because I need that little bit of kick after being in the office all day and being mentally drained. But I still get there. But the other thing is that what you need to do is just have that mentality to get there. And as I spoke to someone the other day, it don't matter how you do it. You might go into the gym, you might feel like shit, you might feel like crap. you do a bit of exercise, you walk back and go, you know what, I don't feel like it today. You walk back out. As long as you made it to that gym, you know you're on the right path. I went in there at 9 o'clock the other morning. I did freaking 3 lap pull downs. I went, fuck this, I'm going out. I can't be bothered doing it. But I went back there the afternoon. I went, okay, I'm ready to go for it today. It just makes sure your mindset's ready to go and don't fail yourself. The moment you fail yourself, you're just going to let go again. You can't. This here makes everything so strong if you're right.
Absolutely.
Your brain is the gateway to your body.
Yeah, mate, spot on. And that's what we focus on here massively, isn't it? Like really creating a different perspective on life and overcoming those challenges, seeing challenges, opportunity, bad days as character building days, and really setting the pathway up. So if you are going to fail or you have a troublesome time, you're falling forward and you're falling with the group and a group of people background support to pick you back up, get you moving again.
100% agree. 100% agree on that. And that's the thing, and that's where you come into play a lot. When you do feel behind, you kind of see it. You know, you kind of, even though you're remote, but you kind of see where we're standing, and you're like, you know what, I better touch base with this bloke and see if he's ready to keep going. If he's not, then we have to talk a bit more about it. But that's the good thing about it. You're on it. You know, you run your own gym, you run your own race. That's great, but you're also on this movement. You're actually dedicated and committed to it, which is fantastic.
Unreal. Thanks for the kind words, and look, thanks for joining us today, mate. Really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story and giving a bit of insight. So instead of just me standing there looking down the camera and telling people what to do, they can see real dads like yourself getting it done, mate, and then and carving a new legacy for yourself and your family.
100%. Grow big or grow home.
That's it. Thanks to you, Grant. And look, if you are one of these dads watching this right now, regardless if it's an advertisement or a dedicated page to show success stories to help resonate with you, and you find something in here that you can just see, you realise that this is the way forward, having the coaching and support every single day, round the clock, if and when you need it, having the group there as the backbone of support for you, and a clear pathway, the nutrition, the training, super dialed in, simple, no extremes. Some of it had struggled to eat the amount of food. They've got a lot of freedom in what we do. Then you know this is more than just some quick fix, with so much more depth and sustenance to creating a shift in your life. And I urge you, like, please take action. Reach out somehow. If there's a link to click or something available, reach out, take action. And let's not just let another year pass by where you're looking back on your life, and instead of leading the charge of your family with greatness, you're now living it with regret. And the best thing we can say is, instead of looking for all these answers, let's make this the last thing that you need to do so that you can carve out your life for your family. And I just want to thank you again, Grant. Like, thanks for jumping on board, mate. Like, can't thank you enough for sharing your time with us. And that's what this group is about, isn't it? All dads are just genuine, real, down to earth, and offering everything to each other, really.
Yeah, right. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate it.
Hey, you're a good man, Grant. Take care, mate. And yeah, take care. And thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Cheers, mate.
No worries. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.